I got two phones, one for the plug and one for the load. I got two phones, one for the bitches and one for the dough. Think I need two more. Line popping, I'm ring, ring, ringing. Count money while it ring, ring, ringing. Trap jumping, I'm ring, ring, ringing. I got two phones, one for the plug and one for the load. I got two phones, one for the bitches and one for the dough. Think I need two more. Line popping, I'm ring, ring, ringing.
What's up there, YouTube? Vapus001 coming at you with another video, and today we're going to be kind of taking a quick look at this Turbo V1 RDA by Temeko. Now, they already have put out a version 3 of this. I was going to get the version 2 clone off of Fastech, but it was going to take like 5 extra days for it. And I wasn't looking forward to wait for that. So I just canceled that one and got what I usually got. But we're going to just kind of take a quick look over this. I really didn't fully go over it the other day. I just kind of showed it to you guys. So, I mean, guess we can get down to it. But I'll just show you guys this. I have a 6-wrap dual Clapton coil in here. It's at 0.4 ohms. The one downside to having these Claptons is that they take up a decent amount of room in this deck. And when we go down farther down, I'm going to show you why it's not effective to actually have this Clapton or such a huge build in this thing. This is kind of for like more for like a standard like 24 gauge, 26 gauge build. But take a hit off of it so I can show you what it's doing. Like I said, 0.4 ohm build, 75 watts. So as you see, it does not do too bad of a job. She works pretty freaking well. She sits, I want to say she's probably 22.5, 23 millimeters, just like my Buddha, because the Buddha sits in here perfectly, and there's a slight gap in there. So I'm going to say it's probably 22.5. But we're going to take this down close, and we're going to see what she's all about. Okay guys, so I have my turbo all taken apart here in its multiple pieces. Has a nice big wide bore drip tip that attaches straight to the inner barrel. Sometimes it is kind of difficult to get her on because that O-ring is tight and it doesn't really stay in place very well. We're not going to worry about that at the moment. We're going to look at the deck here. This deck is pretty decently deep. I'd say probably about 3 millimeters deep. I do still have my build in here, so I see it's kind of hard. I know it's kind of hard to see. Post holes are probably an average size, not the biggest, but it does fit Claptons in there very well. The O-rings on this baby are very strong. They're a little beat up. They're pretty old, but they're still holding. Normal Phillips head screws. They lock into place very nice on this RDA. Has a silver plated 510 adjustable connector by Temeko, or made by Temeko by Ohm Nation. It is USA designed. Heatsink displacement, very nice. Now we're going to look at the actual barrel. The barrel is pretty simple, just straightforward. She is really dirty. The airflow, the reason it's this, like I said in my other video, is because this is the like Japanese Chinese symbol for Ohm, as in meditation Ohm, which I thought was pretty neat. Now we're going to talk about the inner barrel. We have our fan in there. She is just a little plastic turbine fan. But we're going to talk about why you can't put big builds in this. I know it's probably kind of hard to see, but she's melted. Right there, a little bit on this side, and right there. Now that is from my Claptons touching it for when I kind of shut off the airflow. Kind of sucks, but she still works as long as you're careful and pay attention. she shouldn't melt. I just completely forgot that the inside of this barrel was plastic. But she works great. One of the problems they had with the first version of this is that the fan would get stuck from juice in there. So one thing I learned is that if you just pull out this inner barrel when you have your cap on it and just kind of blow in her, kind of get that juice cleaned out, she still will work just fine. We're just gonna kind of put her back together here quick, just real quick. This connector is sometimes kind of hard to get on because the O-ring doesn't like to stay in place, but if you kind of just mess with her a little bit, she'll pop right on. Your build deck, just pop her right on in. So what I usually do for the airflow now is when I close her off, I turn the open side of the coil, as in where you wick it through, so the air kind of runs right into that wick, right onto the side of the coil, kind of like a vortex move on her, and she works great. No melting problems as long as you do that, guys. So we're going to take a break up top, we're going to vape on her, and I'm going to talk about the pros and cons, and rate this between, we'll say, 1 and 10. Okay guys, so that was the up close and personal with this Turbo RDA. Okay, so first we're going to go over a couple of the pros. Pros, I like the nice fat wide bore drip tip. I like the glass. Does not come with an extra one, but I've dropped this thing many times. I have one small chip in her, but other than that, she's pretty strong. Comes in stainless steel. If you want to, you can get it off Fast Tech, and you can get it for in different colors, purple, white, all that stuff. It's of course not going to be a authentic one, but you can buy that, and then you can just take they're the same size, so you can just take the colored barrel and put it on here, and your build deck and everything is still going to be an authentic. The heat displacement on the bottom is really nice. I've never had a problem with this thing getting too hot, especially with these Claptons in it, other than with the plastic. I like the adjustable connector on the bottom. My O-ring on the top might be just about shot. She's not holding very well anymore. Just like I had right there, guys, it was stuck. She whistles. But that fan, guys, does great job for flavor. I'm kind of torn between the fan. It works, but on the other hand, it's kind of annoying. Like I said, this is kind of more of a novelty gimmick kind of thing, but she still does function very well. Another pros, the adjustable connector on the bottom, you can connect it to hybrid mods. I wouldn't recommend it, because this is just such a standard RDA that I wouldn't even want to put this on a mech mod, honestly. I really like the airflow. The design of the airflow was a pretty neat idea, and it's still pretty functional. Now we're going to go to the cons. The cons, the really only big con I have about this is the plastic inner barrel. The plastic inner barrel, if you build your build too big, it's going to touch that plastic, it's going to burn, and it's going to melt, and you're going to taste it. I think it was already melted. I think my buddy melted it. But I mean, melting with plastic and all that stuff, hot coil's not a good thing at all. Get the airflow closed off a little more. I usually close the airflow off literally halfway. I close off the 3 looking symbol and keep the rest of it open. Like I said, I got our 75 watts by build. I fixed a little bit. Now we're at 0.35 5.12 volts. Works pretty well. I'm pretty sure I probably just melted a little bit more of the plastic, but no, I didn't. But guys, that's it. That's all I have for this thing. The Turbo version 1 by Tameco. So, this is Vapist 001. Hide your mods and hide your tanks, because I'm vaping everything up in here.